Everybody, back for another playthrough. We're going to play through We Must Away Ere Break of Day again and see if I can beat it. I'm going to make some updates to my deck based on the gameplay that I have. And so what I've done is I've taken out Take No Notice, and I've realized that I don't need it necessarily because in this scenario, I start off with 20 threat with my 3 heroes plus Bilbo here. Um, and there's not a lot of enemies that I have to worry about, just those pesky trolls. So this card doesn't really get used much when I have it. So I took this completely out. Then I looked at the Evening Star, and this card I like, but again, I'm not usually location locked when I am doing this first scenario. So I'm going to keep this card not in my deck, but I'm going to put it off and put it into my sideboard. And so I took 6 cards out, and the 6 cards that I'm going to replace it with are 3 copies of Explore Secret Ways and 3 other side quests. Now, to be completely honest, this wasn't necessarily my idea. I was listening to the most recent Cardboard of the Rings episode, episode 123, and in there they talked about the beauty of a side quest. And that's really when it hit me, is that when I'm doing We Must Away Ere Break of Day, I need to try to get through this pretty slowly. This first one, there's no special effects, there's no responses or quest actions or anything that happens on this quest card. It's just that it has a questing of 6 or of 7. Um, so I try to slow it down. So what I thought is I would add 6 side quests. So I have 3 Exploring Secret Ways in there, and then I have 1 copy, which is all that's allowed, for Send for Aid, which allows me to get an ally and put it into play under my control, which is nice. And then Gather Information, which allows me to take 1 card and put it into my deck, which is nice. And then Scout Ahead, which allows me to mess around with the encounter deck. And so I think with those mechanics, I'm hoping to be able to, maybe not get all of them off in this hand or in this time, but try to get them off at least a little bit so that I can, by the during the first quest stage, that way I can hopefully have a little more time to develop my hand. The other thing that I noticed, and again that I forgot, and this I found because I was searching through my collection for these side quests, is I forgot about these guys, which is an encounter ally card, the Ranger of the North. And so it's a way to kind of buff the encounter deck to help me maybe pull that instead of something. Now these have interesting keywords in the game text. They have encounter surge, so they're an encounter card, so they go in the encounter deck, and lo and behold, in the back they have the Eye of Sauron instead of a ring. They're surge, so that means that another card will still come out, and then I get to take control of it and do some damage to an enemy or to some sort of location. So I'm hoping that these modifications to these decks will allow me to get that little extra bit of something that I'm going to need in order to do this scenario solo with my Hobbit deck. So I'm going to shuffle everything up. I've already set aside my sack deck and the trolls in the troll cave. And also, I do want to say that it was heartbreaking in my last episode that I was so very close to beating that last troll, and I couldn't get it. I thought that I was right on the edge of glory there. Lady Gaga would be proud of me. Anyway, so I'm going to take all my locations now, not locations, I'm sorry, my new side quests, and I'm going to shuffle them into my encounter deck. So I've shuffled up the player deck. I have the encounter deck. I'm going to set my threat. My initial threat gets set to 20. I'm going to take this sideboard card and put cards and put these out of play. Okay, everything is good. I have my counters. My threat, I'm going to put my threat. Actually, I like the way it worked last time when I kind of put my threat maybe up here. I stopped doing rounds. I don't usually keep score, and keeping track of the number of rounds kind of clutters up my play area, I've found. So I'm sorry for the purists out there that are watching this. Okay, so now I'm going to draw my hand. And so I have Rosy Cotton, Andreth Guardsman. I have Scout Ahead, so that's good. Fast Hitch, Bill the Pony, and Boots of Erebor. So I actually like this because I like that I have the ability to mess around with the encounter deck a little bit. And I like that I have Rosy with a Fast Hitch. So I'm going to keep this. And my heroes, just so you know, are Pippin and Sam and Mary, and I get Bilbo as well. So there's all sorts of positives right now, it seems like. Okay. Initial threat is set. Here I go. Okay, so now I've already done most of the stuff on this encounter. I've set aside stacks, set aside this, and set aside the trolls in the troll cave. So now I'm going to turn over a card, and it says, more like a grocer. Okay, so that's more like a grocer. It's reveal that discards all Baggins tokens. So that's good because I don't have any Baggins tokens. So I don't get any resources until the first part of my round. So I've followed the instructions on 1A. I'm now going to turn it over to 1B. And again, the thought is that I need to mitigate getting through quest 1B by using side quests that I have in my hand. So I'm going to put resources down. So I have one resource on everybody. I'm going to draw. I drew Farmer Maggot. He's a good one to bring out a little bit later. Okay, here's that. I'm going to put Boots of Erebor onto Sam. And then I'm going to bring out Bill the Pony. So now Sam has one hit point from the boots and one extra hit point from Bill the Pony, so that actually makes him up to 5 hit points. And I'm going to save my my fast hitch for Rosie. I know that sounds weird. There's probably some joke buried in that I'm going to fast hitch Rosie and Sam's on the board. But I'm going to do that on purpose because I want to be able to use Rosie more than one time per turn. And actually, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to play this side quest here. This is the Scout Ahead, where I get to mess around with this thing. Okay. Now I'm doing the Scout Ahead because there's something in here called Wind Whip Drain or something like that that makes me have to discard every single one of my attachments. And this is what happens when you play this game over and over again. It's kind of you just realize what you need to do to beat it. So I think that I'm not developing a deck that specifically attacks Air Break a Day here, this scenario, but it may seem like I am. I don't know. So the only thing to do is to try to beat it and then go from there. Okay. So I'm going to quest for 3, 5. Okay, by questing for 5 now, that means that I can beat this guy, and this goes in the victory display. And nothing would go on here because when you defeat a quest card, all placement stops after the quest cards of progress tokens. I'll turn this over. So now there's the Hobbit lands. And it says, after placing one or more progress tokens on the Hobbit lands, first player draws one card. So that's good. So now here's the thing, is I now have this. I went for 5. So this goes up into my victory display. Okay. So now I'm going to hope that I get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm going to go through here. I'm going to take this. Ooh, looks bad here. I don't like the roast 'em and boil 'em. I don't mind this card. So here's what I'm going to do. So I'm going to put this in the victory display. So that means I don't get to shuffle him up. And now I get to put all of these cards back in any order. So now I know what's coming up. This is nice. So I'm going to actually leave the Ranger of the North down below because I don't want him to continually take damage. Okay. And I also know that I shouldn't I shouldn't bring out Rosie right away because Rosie only has 2 hit points. So I'm going to keep this kind of in this order, and now I kind of know what's coming out. There's not going to be any lands, and there's not going to be any creatures either. And the good thing is that this guy's going to come out, and I'll be able to do 2 damage. I'm going to do it this way. Then I get through all of these, and then I'll know that this guy is my key to like survival here. That's when I should have that. So okay, so this guy's gone. This is out in the victory display. This is going to come up. I'm going to travel there. These guys, that's this. Okay, so now I'm going to ready everybody. I'm going to draw a card. Oh, look, and now I get Explore Secret Ways. And I'm definitely, well, let me do it this way. I'm going to go 2, 2, 2, 2. And I'm definitely going to play Explore Secret Ways because that allows me to cancel any of the threat added by any cards that are like the active location. So that's nice because I like to have the Troll Camp out as my active location and I don't have to quest through it. But if I draw subsequent Troll Camps, its threat won't add to the staging area. So, or won't add to the overall threat in the staging area. So that's good. So I'm going to play that. And I have to avoid playing Rosie. So that means Fast Hitch doesn't come out. Okay. And so I'm going to sit tight. No land is coming out. So all I'm going to do is quest for 3. Okay. I'm just going to use Sam to quest. And this is going to be this guy. Okay. It says place X cards. This is a nice pickle. And so basically I get to put cards back into the bottom of the deck. So this card goes in the bottom of the deck. This guy isn't in the deck, isn't in the discard pile until it actually gets resolved. And so I quested for 3. There's 1 here. And so now I get to draw a card. So I'm going to draw a card. I get Hobbit Sense. That's nice. Okay. And now I get to put 2 on this side quest. The mechanics of a side quest, really, you have to state at the beginning of your quest phase which one is going to be the active quest, whether it's going to be the main quest or the side quest. So the assumption here is that since I'm playing single player, I'm going to just kind of do it without announcing it. So I'm going to try to remind myself to announce it out loud. And Albert just reminded me that I forgot to raise my threat at the beginning of that round. So, okay. So now I'm going to ready. I'm going to raise my threat. I'm going to draw a card. And I get another copy of Farmer Maggot. So that's good. Okay. I'm going to get 1, 2. I'm going to get all these resources. And now I get a nice pickle. Or sorry, a roast 'em and boil 'em, where I do 1 damage to each ally. So this guy is going to take 1 damage. Build a pony. Did I forget to quest? I got so excited. I was just going to quest with Sam. So now I draw this, and now deal 1 damage. There's no trolls in the staging area, so this guy takes 1 damage. And now I quest for 3 on the side quest here. So that's good. So now it's like 1 more time around here. So I'm going to ready Sam. I'm going to raise my threat. I'm going to get more resources. So now I have 4 Baggins resources, 4 tactics, 4 leadership, and only 3 lore. I'm going to draw. Oh, sneak attack. That's really nice because in case I draw a Gandalf. So let's quest. Okay, I'm going to quest for 3 again. Now another roast 'em and boil 'em should come out. Okay, deal 1 damage to each ally. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to each ally. And so that means that Bill the Pony dies. Okay, but now this thing is quested. Side quest is what I'm trying to do. And um, it says, while this quest is in the victory display, each location in the staging area with the same title as the active location gets as threat not added. So this I'm going to put here as a reminder that I don't have to add that threat. Okay, so now I'm cruising right along in terms of rounds. I really haven't done anything to this quest, and I'm getting lots of resources, which I like. And so I'm able to kind of set the stage. Now 5 here for Bilbo is a key because if you get 5 Baggins tokens, you can travel to the Troll Cave. There's all sorts of things that you can do. So 5 is good to have. So there's 5 tactics, and then 5 leadership, and now 4 lore. Okay, and I'm going to draw a card, and there is Unseen Strike. Now Unseen Strike is pretty good. So now, let's see what we can do. So I'm going to do what I wanted to do. I'm going to play Rosie Cotton. And now I'm going to fast hitch Rosie Cotton, which means I can buff somebody twice, or I can just use her, which is nice. I'm going to play the Andrath Guardsman because I need a chump blocker. So now this is feeling a little bit more accessible. I feel like I can definitely do a little more damage here. Okay, so this is good. So now I'm going to quest. I'm going to quest for 3, and now I'm going to bring this guy out. So this is the Ranger of the North. And it says first player chooses a player to take control of Ranger of the North. That's me. And then it says deal 2 damage to any enemy or progress. Place 2 progress tokens on a location. But now I can't put progress locations because there's no, or progress tokens on a location because there's no location here, which I'm fine with. I just need the extra person out, and he's pretty powerful there. So now here are the Lone Lands. And the Lone Lands, it just says that after placing 1 or more progress tokens, remove 1 resource from his hero's resource pools if available. So that's kind of junky, but I'm still going to travel here. Oh, I should resolve my quest. So I quested for 3. This has 2 threat, so I get to put 1 onto here. So I'm going to travel there to that now. Ready? I'm going to raise my threat. I'm going to draw a card. And now I get Friend of Friends. This is, I feel like this is coming along pretty well here. So I'm going to put Friend of Friends. I'm going to use I'm going to raise my resources here. 6, 6, 2, 4. Now if I could just get a Gandalf out. Okay, now I'm going to use a tactics resource to put Friend of Friends onto Pippin. Now Friend of Friends doesn't do anything until I get a second copy of it out. Now I'm going to quest for 3. I'm going to quest for 3, 5 now, because I don't know what this card is. And so I want to be able to get through this. I guess I could always buff using Rosie, but we'll see here. Okay, so it says no campfire. Okay, it's doomed 1, so I'm going to raise my threat by 1. And it says each player must choose 1, increase threat by 4, or reveal an additional card. So I'm definitely going to reveal an additional card. Oh, look. So there's that guy. So this is kind of neat. So now I'm going to do its surge, which is now the cave entrance. Now I'm going to claim this guy. This guy, now I get to do 2, I get to put 2 progress tokens on a location. Now I'm going to put 2 progress tokens onto this location. So now I quested for 3, so there's 3. It says, so now it says, each player removes one resource from a hero of my choice. So that hero is going to be Bilbo. But then it says after Lone Lands is played as an explored location, Bilbo gains one resource. So I'm going to gain one resource on Bilbo now. So it's a net 0 anything. Oh, and I quested for 5, not just 3. So that means I get to put 2 up here. And now I'm going to travel and get that out of the staging area. Now, all I'm really looking for now is a camp. Troll camp would make life go very well. Okay, so now it's the next round. I'm going to ready everybody. I raised my threat. I did everything. I'm going to draw a card. Okay, so there's a quick strike, which is nice. Now I'm going to quest for 3, 5 again. So if I quest for 5, turn this over. It says lots or none at all. If there's a troll enemy, sack 1. If there are no troll enemies, gains doomed 2. So I have to raise my threat by 2. Now I just surpassed the 29 level. And so by surpassing 29, that's a pain because now the one troll is going to come out and attack me. And I think in my excitement I forgot to raise how many resource tokens I have, so I'm going to take that penalty. That's just a penalty that I have to live with. But I'll know when I edit this thing, and Albert will tell me. So now we do this. So we travel. So we did 5. So this is 1. So now this guy is done. Okay. And now, unfortunately, that's 7. So now I don't have out the troll camp, but I do have the troll cave. So I think I'm going to do something that I haven't been able to do before in these playthroughs. Okay. Oh, I have to have the troll key attached, and I don't have the troll key attached, so I can't do that. That's a bummer. This is all back here. And so now this guy has to come out. So now I have to sack 1. So I always shuffle up the sack deck. This is a smelly sack attached to the ally with the highest printed cost without a sack attached. Well, the highest printed cost appears to be this guy right here. Okay. And so that ally can't do much, which I'm okay with. All the things that could happen, I think that I'm feeling pretty good about that actually being one of the things. So there's a bunch of things that can happen because there's stuff that has more engagement cost than me, but that's neither here nor there. This is going to be crazy. I'm going to be able to do a bunch of damage to this Bert guy, but first this has to... Okay, I have to go there. Well, this guy can't defend, so I have to defend with here because I can't defend with my heroes. Okay, so I'm going to defend with this Ranger of the North. Okay, so this guy attacks for 5. There's no shadow effect, so this guy takes 5 damage, and he ends up dying. Now he goes back into the encounter deck. Oh wait, you know what? I did a boo-boo. Okay, so now that I've explored here, I've brought the trolls out, but now I forgot to do this. So I added the trolls, but now I need to bring this. This was on the top of this. Now I forgot to shuffle the encounter deck. I always forget something. It's always something. This is why I like having Albert here with me. Okay, so now I get a shadow card. I don't know. Okay. So now this guy gets a shadow card. This guy's going to block. Still the cave entrance. That's convenient. Okay. And now this guy dies because he takes 5 damage. And now it's an encounter card. So because it's an encounter card, it goes back into the encounter discard pile. So this guy, I get to attack. I'm going to attack it for 4. And then I'm going to pick this hero and its attack attribute and attack it for 6. And now watch this. I'm going to play sneak attack. I'm going to play sneak attack. And during sneak attack, I'm going to bring out Farmer Maggot. He does 1 damage to this just by coming out into play. Okay. And I did 6 total damage here to this using this. He defends for 4. So I attacked this guy for 5. So now the sneak attack resolves. This guy goes back in my hand. Now I'm going to ready everybody here. I have to raise my threat because I don't want him to go back in the staging area. And now I'm going to raise my threat by another 1 just because it's the beginning of the round. Now I'm going to do this. Okay, so there's another secret ways. Now the secret ways doesn't help me at this point because it's already in my deck there. But now let's see. Let's do some of this. So there's a 7, and there's a 6. 6 tactics, 2 leadership, 5 lore. And now I'm going to bring out Farmer Maggot for real this time. And Farmer Maggot costs 3, and he does 1 damage to this guy. And now watch this. I am going to play. I'm going to actually not play that. I was going to do the same thing. I was going to quick strike and then attack, but I don't want to do that because I want to do that to these guys. Okay. So did I draw? Yes, I drew. Okay, so now I have to quest. So I'm going to quest for 3, 5. Okay, now by questing for 5, out here is 8. Okay, so let's Windward Drain. There's that crazy thing. That says discard all mountain treasure attachments in play. So that is killer. So that's okay. It's not like I had a dagger of Westernese or anything on that. Okay. So I still did 5, and there's 8 out here. So I'm going to raise my threat by 2. Now this guy's going to I'm going to raise my threat by 3. Okay. So now I'm going to use Farmer Maggot to attack or to block. So this is going to come out. I guess I should move this over to 2B here. Okay. Now I'm going to use Farmer Maggot to block. And it says search the encounter deck for Troll Camp, add 1 to the staging area, then shuffle the encounter deck. Okay, that actually helps me out. Okay, now that does increase my threat that's in the staging area, but I like the abilities to be able to get rid of sacks. Farmer Maggot dies. And now I'm going to pick, again, attack here. I'm going to pick his attack. Now I'm going to be able to attack this guy for 6 again. When I attack him for 6, he dies because he has 6 damage. And he only defends for 2, so that he does 4. So this is my staging area. So this is good. Feeling pretty good about where things are going right now. So let me ready my characters. Now let's see, 8, then 4 tactics, 3 leadership, and 6 lore tokens. So now I'm going to do this. Oh, a sneak attack. That is Amazing. Okay, did I raise my threat? I must have raised my threat. Okay. Now, do I have any? See, I'm going to wait for Farmer Maggot to come out. Okay, the troll camp says that I get +1 threat for each troll in the. Each troll gets +1 threat. So there's 8, 11, 13, and I think that I can quest enough here to be able to do this. Now I'm going to remove this sack here. I'm going to, let's see, quest for 3, 5, 8, 10. I have 11 out there, I think. 8, 11, 13. Uh-oh. So I'm going to have to leave somebody here. Let's see here. 5, 8, 10, 12. That's 12. Okay. That's 12. Okay. So I'm questing for 12 because I don't want this to get up too high. So I'm going to quest for 12. Now suspicious crows come out. Okay. So now there's 13 out here, 14 out there. So 2. So I'm actually okay with the raisin threat of 2. So now I'm going to make this the active location. And because of the Explore Secret Ways, anytime I draw a further troll camp, I don't have to add the 3 to my threat total, which is a blessing. Okay, and so now this guy I'm gonna engage. I'm definitely going to engage Tom. Okay, and by engaging Tom, this guy gets readied. Okay, and I get to draw a card, the dagger. Yes. Oh, this is going so well. I get the Dagger of Westernies. Okay, because of Pippin's ability. Okay, his engagement cost is 37. Okay, and so now, here's what's going to happen. I'm going to play Hobbit Sense. Okay, playing Hobbit Sense. I'm going to use 2 Baggins tokens to do that. Okay, because 5 is kind of the magic number. And so I have 7, so I'm going to play Hobbit Sense. Hobbit Sense says that nobody can attack this turn. Okay, but I still have to sack somebody. Oh, I can't just take the sack that's off the top of the deck, because that's where I always discard. I feel so excited. I feel like I'm all over the place in this thing. So, but I'm going to shuffle. Okay. I'm going to now play this. What is this? A tough sack. So attached to the character with the highest printed defense. The highest printed defense is this guy. Okay, that's fine. Okay, and then these 2 should get cards because that's part of their attack phase. And then I can play my combat action. And now these 2 things go by. And they go bye-bye because they're not making an attack. And that's good because I needed that. And because they aren't making an attack, I don't get to make an attack, but that's okay. Whew, there's a lot going on there. Okay, so now I get to ready everybody. Okay, this guy stays out, and now I have to raise my threat by 1 more. Okay, I get to draw a card in the shadows. That's a perfect card to have. I'm going to raise my resource tokens. I have 6, 5 tactics. I have 4 leadership and 7 lore. Holy cow. Okay. Now I'm going to use 1, and I'm going to remove this sack. It says that anytime you put a sack back in the deck, you have to shuffle up the 7-card sack deck. Okay, so that's good. Now this guy missed the ready phase, but I'm okay with that. I'm going to bring out Farmer Maggot. Farmer Maggot, it costs 3. So now I get to do 1 damage to any enemy. So I'm actually going to do damage to this guy. Now I'm doing damage to this guy to get rid of him as opposed to here. I just feel like it's a better thing here. And I'm going to play the dagger onto this guy. If Gandalf were coming into play, I would totally just lower my threat by 4. I wouldn't do or by 5. I wouldn't do the 4 damage here. Let's see. There's 5. So I'm going to do 3, 4, 5. I'm going to do 5. And if I 6, I'll do 6. Okay, and then I'll block with Farmer Maggot. I'll buff him with him. Okay, so that's good until an encounter card ruins everything that I do. Oh, look at that. The Drury Hills. Okay. So the Drury Hills, now let's see, I have, so this goes up by 2 because I have 8 here, so I'm at 40. I still don't have to worry about this guy. I'm going to play In the Shadows. In the Shadows reduces his attack and defense by 1, so I'm going to do that, and it costs nothing. So I'm going to block with him. Okay, it says, if attacking sack 1, I can spend 1 Baggins token to cancel it, which I'm going to. Okay, so now Farmer Maggot dies again. And now I am going to attack this guy with Sam, or with Mary, not Sam. Okay, and Mary, he has 4. Then the dagger gives him +1, which is 5. And then Rosie, I'm picking Rosie, and I'm going to get 7, and he has -1 there, so he does. So it looks like Mary is single-handedly killing all of these trolls. Tom the Troll now has 6 damage. Everybody's ready already. Draw. Look, gather information. I totally want this as a side quest. So I'm actually going to play that side quest here. And now I'm going to see if I can actually get through it. But the problem is then this, I don't know. Because I want the 1 card. Okay, so I'm going to raise my 5, 2, 5, 8. Okay. Now I have to raise my threat by 2. So now this doesn't this doesn't help me much, but nonetheless, I'm still going to be able to kill this guy this turn, and then I'll have to engage that guy. But that's okay. Okay, I think it's okay. I still need the troll key. I want the troll key. So now we quest 3, 5, 7. Questing for 7. There's 8 out here. Let's draw. We get Drury Hills again. So I stack these when it's the same. So that's why I need that silly thing. Look at that. That's how much threat. So I quested for 7. And here there is 6, 9, 10. So now there's 4. Oh, so now I'm going to sneak attack. Or not sneak attack, but this guy has to come out. And so now, because he came out, I'm sure that I shuffled this deck before, but is what it is. So now this is going to shuffle. See, a foul sack. Attach the character with the most attachments without a sack. So the only character that has attachments is Mary, and now a tough sack. Highest printed defense without a sack. So the highest printed defense is the Ranger of the North. Okay, so this is why I kept Bilbo out. So I'm going to, now that I'm in my action phase, let's see, let me give these guys this. Now that I'm in my action phase, I'm going to take and I'm going to get rid of this sack. That goes back here. And then lose 1 Baggins resource. Okay. I still am able to attack there. Okay, so now I'm going to quick strike. Okay, using the dagger, using Mary. So that just means I can attack using him. So now he does 4 5, and then 6, 7, because I'm going to add Rosie's willpower attribute to Mary. So that means that Tom dies. So now I'm back to where I was in the last episode here. I've killed 2. This doesn't go. And of course it can't be the troll purse. Of course it can't be. But, okay. So now what happens is I'm going to defend using the Androth Guardsman. Okay. And it says defending player must put top card of the encounter discard pile on top of the encounter deck. So now I know that the Lone Lands are coming out next time, which is fine. Okay, and he does 5 damage, and he's dead. Okay, so I have 2 rounds to kill him. But the beauty is now I can attack, because Tom is dead. I can attack him with multiple people. Okay, so now I'm raising my threat by 1 because of the combat phase is over with. All of this is out. Okay, so now I'm going to ready everybody. Oh, I can't ready him. Okay, so now I'm there. Okay, so so this is exactly where I was last time. I have 1 round to try to somehow do 12 damage to that guy. So let's see. I'll be at 8. Okay, so I have plenty of resources to pull out anything. No whammies. No whammies. No whammies. Stop. Rosie. Now, I can't pull Rosie out because Rosie is a unique character. So that card doesn't do anything for me. Okay, so I'm going to do this and remove this thing through here. So the tough sack gets removed. And I need to quest for 8. So how can I quest for 8? Okay. 7. Nope, 5. I can't even quest for 8. Okay, let's see. Pippin, I may have to sacrifice you. Sorry, man. 7. So there's 8 out there. I get the Lone Lands. That's 10. Raise my threat by 3. I'm dead by threat. So frustrating. Right there at the end, I could see that I'm going to be able to kill William, and it doesn't happen. Look, another dagger would have helped. Not Rosie. In the Shadows would have been nice. That wouldn't have helped. That wouldn't have helped. Hobbit Cloak, Barlaman would have been nice. Where's all my Gandalfs? Oh, there he is, hiding at the bottom of the deck. A wizard only shows up when he is meant to. Ugh. It's always, look, and then the Friend of Friends there. Even the Song of Hope would have been nice. Oh, look, there's Song of Hope. I think I have the Song of Hope in here. That would have been nice because then I would have been able to buff Rosie. Like, oh, I can't put it on Rosie, but I would have been able to buff Sam and be able to just quest with him. Ugh, any number of cards, and I still lose. Frustrating, frustrating. I'm going to play this one more time, and I know that I'm going to beat it. I know I'm there. Life is good. Have a glorious day.